Well, hello everybody. It's David at QsCafe.org, and we're going to be making a simple little salad today. I've got some assistants, granddaughters up from Wichita, and they brought me this beautiful #1 grandpa. So that's proof out there, #1 grandpa. Nobody else, just me. Okay? So this is a recipe that my dad just loved on any holiday, especially Thanksgiving and Christmas, but because the girls are here and they're going to assist me today, we're going to make a simple Waldorf salad and have it for lunch today with our pizza, because it's 4th of July, and as everybody knows, nothing says 4th of July like a pizza pie. So you can check these videos out, or all my tested recipes, at QsCafe.org. That's QsCafe.org. And if you like something and you want me to make it for you and make a video of it, let me know. I do plan sometime this week to make bindi masala, which is one of our favorites around the staff in the kitchens of Q's Cafe. So, as they say south of the border, la cocina es aberto, abriente, or aberto, there you go. It's open, so let's get started. So, let's take a look at the ingredients. Okay, welcome back to QsCafe.org. A little short break there so we get the ingredients. As any good cook or Food Network show star, you're paying attention, Food Network, you have prep, and prep is ready. So here's our ingredients today. First off, we voted for marshmallows. Is that right, kitchen staff?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're going to have marshmallows in this. We're also going to have, now the recipe I'm kind of doubling up. So I'm going to look for a cup and a half of grapes, and just red seedless grapes. It could be black grapes, green grapes, but traditionally Dad always liked his red grapes. Then we got some sweet apples. I don't normally use like a Jonathan tart apple. You could. That's the thing about this Waldorf salad. I say it's subjective to taste. So I'm going by what I remember. And Mom and Dad always like these sweet, red, delicious apples or things like that. If you want a tart, you could use a Granny Smith apple. A Fuji apple would be very good too. If you want a little more sweeter, the Honeycrisp apples, that would be perfect also. Then we're going to have at least a cup and a half of celery, because I love my crunch in the celery. Okay, so like I was saying, we have our celery, probably cup and a half, and it's going to be chopped, but not finely chopped, because you want some crunch in there. After that, I've toasted some English walnuts on the stove in a saute pan, so it gives a little smoky flavor to it. Then we're going to add at least some lemon juice, probably about 2-3 tablespoons. And you say, well, what are you adding lemon juice for? Well, remember the apples, that's going to keep your apples from turning brown, and with the acidic acid that's of course in the lemons will keep that from happening. Then usually it's mayo, but I opt for a little lighter recipe. So this is Hellmann's light mayonnaise, supposedly a little less calories, so we'll see. And it's the squeeze bottle. I love these things. I only use sea salt when it's time to cook. So, you know, the iodine salt just has kind of a bitter taste. This is just fresh. And of course, coarse ground black pepper. So, that's your ingredients, and we're going to get started and make some Waldorf salad here at Q's Cafe. Okay, welcome back to Q's Cafe, in the kitchen of Q's Cafe. And again, you can find us at QsCafe.org, and you can see all the time-tested recipes that I have collected over the years. And if you'd like me to try something out, tell me. If you have a recipe, go to our contact page and send me your recipe. We'll give you a nice credit. I do require a short story, though, about how you came about getting the recipe. If it's something funny, that's even better. So, first off, I want to introduce you to my lovely assistants, my granddaughters from Wichita, Kansas. On this side over here, we have Langley. Langley will be handling grapes today in the kitchen prep. Over here to my right is my oldest granddaughter from this family, is Avery. Avery will be handling the all-important apples. And then finally, my youngest granddaughter here today is Emery, and Emmy is going to be handling celery. So, Now, we've done a little change up on the recipe because I kind of got to thinking we want to kind of get a little bit more, lower the fat content. So we're going to dump, even though it's light mayonnaise, we're going to dump the light mayonnaise. Instead, we're going to use some Oikos Greek non-fat yogurt. Now, this is plain yogurt. Do not get the vanilla, lemons, or anything like that. Just good old non-fat Greek yogurt. That will drop down the calorie count even more. Like, one container, and we'll probably use 2, is only 80 calories. So we're talking 160 calories as compared to what we would have been. Let's take a look. A little bit more, not for sure, a little bit more. So we're going to get started. First off, we're going to start with Langley. And Langley, if you'll start cutting the grapes in half, please. And while she's doing that, I kind of wanted to talk to you about the recipe itself. Where did I get it? I got this recipe from simplyrecipes.com, and it's just called Waldorf Salad. Now, Dad had it written down somewhere, but that's lost to antiquity, along with the lost city of Atlantis, I'm sure also. But according to the American Century Cookbook, the first Waldorf salad was created in New York City back in 1893 by Oscar Cherke, and he was the maitre d' of the Waldorf Astoria. Now, the original recipe was really just diced red-skinned apples, some celery, and some mayonnaise. But people over the years has decided to add chopped walnuts later into it. Now it's pretty much an American classic. So, now, again, as I said, Waldorf salad is a bit subjective. So you can pretty much, add whatever you really want to add. Toasted walnuts, toasted pecans. You could even add peanuts if you wanted to. When we add the marshmallows, I opted not to get the multicolored marshmallows, but we went with the straight white one to keep it simple. Some people, like I say, like it made with yogurt instead of mayo. The original person who put this up on Simply Recipe, she falls firmly in the mayonnaise camp. I'm interested to see what happens with the Greek non-fat yogurt, so feel free to substitute the yogurt for the mayo if that's what you would prefer. We will report back after we have our lunch today on how that went. So Langley is putting her grapes into the bowl now, and as she continues to cut, let's move over to Avery now, and Avery will start cutting up some diced apples for us. Again, it's subjective, whatever kind of apples you want. It might just be the apples that are on sale that day. These are, I believe, Red Delicious apples, and they slice very firmly. They got a nice crunch to them. But again, they're not real sour like a Jonathan apple would be, or even a Fuji apple can be. Like I also said, if you wanted a real crisp and juicy honey-flavored apple, the Honeycrisp apples are good, and they're rather plentiful this year too. But we're pretty much using just the Red Delicious apples, and that'll, like I said, get a good crunch. Now, the lemon juice that we'll be adding also, the acidic on the vitamin C will keep the apples from turning a little brown. They're turning a little brown already because I kind of cut them about a half hour ago so that we could get into this and get her going. So we'll continue to cut some apples for us as we watch Avery with her deft skills at the knife, using my brand new Food Network ceramic knife. I never have tried a ceramic knife before. I've always been a purist and use either steel or stainless steel because I like to do the sharpening thing. The girls start laughing when I sharpen the knives. But I'm told the ceramic knives never dull, and you don't have to do it. Of course, that's what they said about my green pans, never stick. But let me tell you about that. The green organics, they will stick over time if you don't take real good care of them. So that's what we're doing now. We're going to do that. So Avery, you're doing a great job. Let's throw them in the bowl, and let's move over here to our star of the celery circuit. That would be Emmy. Emmy, why don't you go ahead and start slicing up your celery for the camera. There you go. And she's working hard on that. Keep going. There you go. It's a little tough celery. That's very fibrous. There you go. Bend that. Bend it like Beckham. There you go. Yeah, that's the way you hold it like that. So we're going to cut the celery. No hurry at all. We'll be kind of cutting away anyway and get them all done. And then we'll add it into the salad once it's all set. So again, how long you been on the celery circuit, Emery? Been doing this long? One day? This your first day?
Minute.
1 minute. Wow, you're a brand new cook, a novice cook. Now let's see. There you go. Get a handle on that thing. How old are you, Eddie?
7.
7 years old. First grader?
Yeah.
What school do you go to?
Apollo Elementary School.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
What's your favorite class?
Gym.
Gym. All right, let's focus back on Langley, who's our grape cutter. How long you been in the grape circuit? Where'd you learn how to cut like that?
My mom.
Oh, that's perfect. And what school do you go to then?
Discovery.
Oh yeah, what's your favorite subject?
Art.
Art? Well, good. This is kitchen art, is what we have here. And how old are you now?
10.
And what grade? Fourth grade. Okay. Perfect. Now let's go over here to our star of the show here for apples. Just appling right along is Avery. And Avery, how old are you now?
12 and a half.
And what school do you go to?
Eisenhower Middle.
Eisenhower. I like Ike. What's your favorite subject?
Math.
That's my girl. A math girl, that's for sure. Alrighty, so we're just kind of cooking right along here, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a brief pause and go ahead and do all the prep. Then we're going to add them all in at one time. So girls, now when you get done, just leave them on your plate, and you put yours in your bowl. And then when we come back, we'll add all the ingredients together, including the yogurt, the walnuts, the lemon, the sea salt, the pepper, and then last but not least, the marshmallow. So, cut back in just a few minutes. Hey, welcome back to QScafe.org. Kitchen's still open, and my lovely and talented assistants have performed admirably. Even though they're non-union, and they were treated very well, no grapes were harmed in the making of this film. So let's take a look at what we're going to do. First off, we're going to add all the ingredients into the big green pot. We'll start with Miss Langley, and she'll add in all of her grapes. So go ahead and just toss those all in there. Our production cameraman moving the props around. That's Preston, my son, and his wife Lisa back there doing stills for us for publicity photos. So she'll get all those in there, okay, and then she'll push that back over here towards Avery for us. Avery will take and dump all hers in. There we go, looks good. Perfect. And now Miss Emmy, let me pull this over here close to you. You'll put all yours in, apples, go ahead. There you go, just like that. Make sure you get every little piece, sweetie. Now take your celery and dump it all in. Perfect. Yeah, little one. Good job. Okay, so this is the almost finished product. Now we have to add the lemon juice, the yogurt, the walnut, a little bit of dash of salt, a little dash of pepper, and then we'll be adding the jet puffed marshmallows at the last. Then the production crew gets to take at least 1 tablespoon sample, and we'll have the rest for pizza after lunch. So come back, join me at the counter, and we'll finish up on Q's Cafe. Okay, we're here to finish up with the final portion of our meal today. It's just a simple Waldorf salad, but I think it's going to be very good. And remember, we decided to get rid of the mayo altogether, and we're going to go with some oikos, I think that's how you say it, from Dannon, Greek non-fat yogurt. Plain flavoring, don't anything. So how do we get that started? First off, we take a little whisking bowl like this, and get my handy spatula, which, by the way, I was telling people in the last video I needed a new spatula, so David went to Target and didn't bring Lainey with me, so I did a little shopping. So we take the yogurt. Okay, like I was saying, we use a little Dannon no-fat plain yogurt, kind of just mix it up a little bit like that. Set that aside for the heck of it, and we take, now again, the recipe was for 2 servings, so we had to double up to at least 6 servings or so. So I've increased the lemon juice proportionally. We'll see if I did it right or not. So we pour that in there like that. A little lemon juice, whisk it all together with the yogurt. Get it nice and in there. There's a couple of seeds, but that's okay. It's good for you. Now, if we get it, and again, subject to taste, we can always add more if we have to. Okay, so we got that all together. Now let's take some toasted walnuts. Again, just a few. Kind of depends. That probably, well, you know what? What the heck? I love walnuts in this thing. So, most of our ingredients are now continued together. We add a little bit of sea salt. There we go. And it calls for a 1/4 teaspoon, but that's again for 2. So I'm going to add just enough, and then we can season this later. So a little sea salt. Da-da-da. Let's just leave that as it is. Then some fresh ground cracked pepper. I've had this grinder, I think, for like 15 years now, and it just keeps grinding away. That's what I like about these pepper grinders, so you can get all kinds of different mixes. This is a black, green, and white peppercorn mix. So we get that in there just like that, nice and good. Okay, now what we're going to do, make sure I've done everything, we're going to take our sauce, which should just be marvelous, and stir that in there also. Just kind of drill it in like that. Let's get all of it, because you know, yogurt is good. Love that yogurt. Now again, we may have to add a little bit more. It looks a little bit shy. We'll see what happens. So now, let's just take it and fold it in with all the ingredients, just like this. It might be okay. If not, like I say, we have lemons in the fridge, and we've got another shot of yogurt here also. But it's always good to you know, you can add, you can't subtract in a recipe. So it's always good just to go with what you know, mix her up, and that way everything is cool. Little off-camera action there. The girls are being very nice in there. They're being very quiet. They know we're going to take. You know, I think that's going to be enough sauce. I really do. So let's get it all in there, though, because there's some stuff here on the bottom. Those girls did a wonderful job on cooking. So I don't like the small bits of apple, and so Avery did that just right. The grapes are cut with precision. The celery is just perfect. I'm bragging, you know. I'll do that. Okay, so now comes the fun part. The chef gets to taste it and see what we've done. And of course, we will use a spoon that my cameraman will hand to me. And we'll see where we're at. Thank you very much. All right, let's take a taste and see what we got. So, there's a little apple on there, some celery, walnuts, looks like some grapes and things. Let's see. Oh, God. We'll have to add marshmallows too, but that is good. So, all right, let's break them up. Now, I'm not going to go heavy on the marshmallows, because then it gets a little soggy. But you want enough to please the girls. So, now let's mix that in. Now this, of course, will add the sweetness that this is lacking right now. I kind of tasted that. So let's stir them all in. Kind of break them up a little bit too. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. I hope your day is going. This is 4th of July 2016. So we're going to have some fun. Like I say, we're having the All-American lunch, pizza for lunch, and Waldorf salad. And then we're also, this evening, doing brats and burgers and hot dogs, corn on the cob, tomato, cucumber, avocado salad. You guys want an invite? Come on over. And we'll have a good old time. Some mac and cheese. Gotta have mac and cheese. You know, I keep mac and cheese around here all the time. I cook it up and I put it in the refrigerator, because there's nothing better than in lunch. You warm it up, put some Louisiana hot sauce on that pup, and then you're doing good for a lunch. All right, now we got the, I think that's enough on the, I think that's enough. The girls might, well, I'll let them add their own if they want more. So let's take a taste now and add in some marshmallow to it, give some sweetness. Not too many. Gotta watch what we're doing there. So anyway, oh yeah, forgot about that. Thank you, cameraman. Well, you know, it's that time when I have to go take my nap anyway, probably. So anyway, let's see. All right, here we go. Ready? Yeah. The marshmallows add just the right sweetness that you need to balance the lemon and the apple's acidic. So there you go. So let's take a look at it again. Here's our finished product, Waldorf, Easy Waldorf. Okay, retake. Okay, so there it is again, the finished product, Easy Waldorf Salad. Now, put some saran wrap over it, set it in the refrigerator for at least an hour or so to really let the flavors combine. Then I guarantee you, next day, it's going to be super. So, that's it from Q's Cafe today. So, La Cocina is cerrado. Kitchen is closed. Hope I'm saying that right. But you can always join us at qscafe.org. That's QSCAFE.org, and take a look at all the recipes. Have a happy 4th of July 2016 and go shoot off some fireworks. See you later. Hey, I forgot to say goodbye to my lovely assistants, Avery here on my right, Langley on my left, and Sweet Emmy in the middle. So everybody say goodbye from Q's Cafe.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us.
Ta-da.